We're speaking algorithms today, Pali.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you noticed like how your online world starts to shrink and get smaller the longer that you spend on it? When you open your phone, it's the same stories, the same faces, the same kind of jokes, the same opinions, just recycled material in different orders. And that's how the algorithm actually works, right? It's a system that quietly studies what you like, what you find fascinating, what you find fun, what you pause on, and what you spend time on. Also, what makes you angry. And you know what it does? It feeds you more and more and more of that same thing. We'll be speaking about that in this hour of the show. The algorithm, we think it's fixed because now it already knows everything that we like, and that's exactly what it gives us. But apparently, you can change it. But how? That's how we're unpacking in this hour of the show. How do you reset your algorithm? How do you curate your content that actually excites you and also bring in new things that you could find intriguing? We're joined on the line by social media specialist and digital marketer Audrey Imbiago. Thank you so much, Audrey, for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you. Audrey, are you there? Audrey, are you there? Okay. I think we're
Yes,
still
I'm there.
trying.
How are you?
Okay, there you are. Audrey, we're doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, but Zimbabwe is raining, so
Yeah.
our network might be a bit terrible. Please bear with me.
Okay, we will try and bear with you. For now, you do sound audible, so we're glad about that. Let's speak about this algorithm. It's an invisible force that sits somewhere behind our phones in the cloud somewhere that looks and studies our behavior and says, okay, if this is what you like, I'm going to give you more of that. Chat to me about what the algorithm actually is.
All right, so the algorithm is technically bots that study your activities. Let's start, for example, with Facebook, which is the platform that we all know. It knows more about
Okay.
six pointers
Okay.
that they use to study you.
Oh, all right, I see. So these are the bots that are there in our phones, that are there on these social media platforms that sort of engage and see what your behavior is like and want to give you more of what you like. But what actually creates our algorithm? Is it just how long we spend on a video? Is it what we engage with actively, like, liking this, commenting on that? Or, because sometimes the algorithm happens quite randomly. Sometimes I'll be speaking about something with Ben in studio and all of a sudden it pops up on my phone. How is the algorithm created?
All right. So the first thing you need to understand is when you create your platforms, the platforms themselves, they share information. They have agreements where if you search for something on Facebook, you can also find it on TikTok, or it just pops up on YouTube because they share that information. But at the same time, before we even start with what happens when you do go on the platform, when you register an account, sometimes they ask you what would you like to watch, what would you like to see? And when they have all of those pointers, they then start by giving you the items that they know that within those topics, in a certain country or the people around you or in your location, the people like to watch one, two, three. For example, since I'm in Zimbabwe, if I created a new account here in Zimbabwe, they're going to track my location. So they'll try and show me content that is based in Zimbabwe. But at the same time, they'll look at the people that are around me. When we talk about IP addresses, they look at which IP address you're using, and if there are people that are around you that are looking at certain things. For example, if I travel to Italy and there are certain things that are coming up on the Italian For You page, those things are most likely going to come to my direction because of the location. Then there are things such as interests. Interests are the items that we show interest to on social media, where if someone then posts something and I spend maybe 3 to 5 seconds about it, I keep seeing the same thing. Or sometimes it's just a matter of I've seen it pass through my screen, but they have bots that then study us to see, okay, you didn't spend 2 seconds, but that short time that your face was that page was on your screen, you made this action or you delayed by a nanosecond. And all of
Wow.
those are pointers that they then use to then say, okay, this person likes this or might be interested in this, which is also what works when it comes to ads. That's how they know exactly what kind of ads to show you. So your For You page, when we then come down to your For You page, when you first start out, they'll test out different things with you. They're always testing out new things, but they'll test out different things with you. And then once they notice that you like this and that, you then start building your For You page. You search for topics, you search for things that you want to watch, you watch videos and actually watch them and engage. You leave comments, and slowly but surely they start giving you the things that they now know that you like watching. So it's not about, oh, I made this action 5 minutes ago and I spent 1 minute. It's even down to a nanosecond,
Yeah.
to a few seconds that something is on your screen and you engage with it. We engage with things without even knowing that we engage with them.
Big Brother is watching. Audrey will continue. How do you work around changing that algorithm? Do you go through the same process as well, finding new interests, searching for new things, again, things maybe that might be in your interest, but maybe you might get into the same trap? What if you want to get out of that bubble? We'll find out how after this break. We're speaking to Audrey Imbayago, social media specialist and digital marketer.
Be inspired. Stay informed. Channel Africa, the beauty of life. Now available anytime, anywhere with our new app.
Annie Kalonji sur Channel Africa.
Comment est-ce que les militants et sympathisants du parti Les Transformateurs ont-ils réagi face à la condamnation de Succès Masra?
La condamnation de Succès Masra ne nous a pas surpris et les militants transformateurs ont été bouleversés et indignés étant donné que le verdict est un verdict lourd, illégal, injuste. Et donc, face à la répression dans laquelle le peuple tchadien est confronté, les militants transformateurs se sont résignés de ne pouvoir pas sortir manifester. Et donc, c'est une situation totalement absurde pour un pays. Et aujourd'hui, nous célébrons le 11 août, fête de l'indépendance. On pensait que le verdict allait être plus ou moins clément, mais le verdict est sévère.
Annie Kalonji, tous les dimanches sur Mix Vibration.
Palesa and Benjamin fuel your day with fresh African perspective on Channel Africa.
Remember that old school television where you used to press your television physically for channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and you wouldn't really know what's going to come up on your television until it actually comes up. And maybe some of the things wouldn't be of interest to you, but you'll keep on watching. You're like, I never knew that this would be so interesting. I kept on watching and watching and watching, and this documentary was not something I would usually watch. But after I watched it, I was like, okay. But now we have options to search for the things that we like. And what happens then is that we never get into a new environment where we learn something outside of our own interests. How do you work around that algorithm on your social media? Maybe to actually spark a little bit of curiosity, fun, and even inspiration. Audrey Imbayago, social media specialist and digital marketer, is joining us for this conversation. Audrey, what do you do then? Because now we are stuck in this bubble and we are not getting out of this bubble in terms of learning something outside of our direct areas of interests. Can we find ways to navigate that?
Yes, most definitely. We can find ways to navigate the For You page and make sure that you're watching exactly what you want. So each platform is different on social media, but you need to know how it works depending on the platform that you like. The most common one that recently changed their settings for you to be able to choose exactly what you want is Instagram, which I believe is a very good upgrade that they made, because they were so used to showing people what they wanted to show people, but they didn't really focus about what people wanted to actually watch. So to retain the people that stay on their platform, they then realized, let's let people control what they watch. Now, to do that, you need to go into your settings and find out, according to your device and according to the version of the application, what you need to do to change your For You page, because you can do that yourself. But one of the simplest ways to do it is to also search for topics. You can search on a topic, make sure that you're spending a lot of time searching on a certain topic, searching for specific creators who speak about that same topic, or just making sure you don't engage too much with that clickbait content that you don't want to watch, but it still comes up on your page. Those are some
Yeah.
of the few things that you can do.
But more specifically, how do you get out of the bubble that you've created yourself? Maybe you want more diverse outside of your own interests. Is the way of doing that with your algorithms, resetting it to be more interesting and maybe to give you content that you wouldn't usually get?
All right. So to do that, it's like I said earlier, you need to check the settings of the application on your specific device
Okay.
to be able to find out about that. For example, if I'm using an iPhone and I need to change those settings on my Instagram, I have to go and there's a section that says topics now, where you can search specific topics and you select the topics that you want to watch on your For You
I get you.
page. So that is great. That's a good upgrade. But at the same time, the easiest way, the way that I find that anyone can then use would be just go look up topics in the search bar where you look for content creators or topics. Just go search for topics that you're interested in. The more you engage with those same topics, it's the more those topics keep coming up for you.
Yeah.
Especially if you engage with the broader world. I know for a fact my For You page, even if I'm in Zimbabwe, but my For You page is mainly marketing, but it's a global section of marketing and not just the Zimbabwean TikTok of marketing, South African or African TikTok for marketing. It's every single continent, all the countries involved according to the languages that I speak.
Audrey, we know if you want to have a good mix of your known interests, but also some surprises, because sometimes that happens to me, right? I get surprises of content, particularly on TikTok, and I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I've never heard of this before. I'm going to go search that, even though my algorithm knows the things that I like. How do you get a good mix of the things that you do like to consume? Because you don't want to change your algorithm completely. There's a reason why it was a particular way, because you still do have interest in those things that you've been watching or you've been consuming. How do you mix it up? How do you make sure your algorithm still gives you some of the things that you want, but also brings in some new things that can spark, new journeys on your algorithm?
Okay, so to do that, it comes back to the search engine and the engagement. Yes, you might have built your search engine to be exactly how you want it to be. On TikTok, we then say, I built my For You page brick by
By
brick, and
brick.
then now I see this. So in that case, you then have to engage with other content. It's like I said earlier, they are always testing out new things with you, even if you don't know it. But each time you see a new topic, be open to watching what that topic is about. That way, even if there's like new stuff about that topic or new stuff about something totally different, you will be able to then be to see that content and it reaches you. But the downside to it is that because they want people to stay on their platforms for as long as possible, they will still give you the stuff that they already know. They play it safe and still give you the stuff that they know that you will engage in. And here and there they do test out, but you then need to engage. And sometimes content might reach you a bit late, where you'll find, oh, this post was posted 3 months ago and it's only reaching me now, but I'm interested in this topic. And then you realize, but you're a bit late. So all of that are things that come into play. We can't control our algorithm 100%, but to some extent we can see how best we can then consume the things we specifically want to consume. And if you're someone who's curious, have several accounts. Yes, now they're trying to make sure that even if you have 3 accounts, you will get different kind of things, but just make sure those 3 accounts interact with different kinds of content so that they each have their own algorithm. But that's also tacky and a lot of work, and no one wants to do that. So at the end of the day, let's take in what we can, and if you're interested in new things, let's search up on new topics.
This is not what we're talking about, but could be directly related, right? I'm interested in people who want to get themselves outside of that rut of being anonymous on social media, and maybe they want to be in the mix of getting their content out there. Maybe they are the algorithm that is unseen. Maybe they never make it into that popular algorithm. How do they mix things up for themselves there? I'm thinking about business people who have home businesses, or even people who are curating their own content.
All right. So to get your content onto the For You page, that's what you're asking, yes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. Each platform is different and each business is different. It's like marketing for different products. Not everything will work for everyone. But the best advice I can give you, if you're doing your own social media, test out the algorithm yourself, test your audience. Try different things at different times and try to make it as relatable as possible, because it's not about the algorithm. There are people that say it shadow bans you. No one gets shadow bans. People are just not interested in your content, and you need to start making content that people are interested in. That's how
Okay.
you get out of 200 views, then 1000 views, then 10,000 views.
Sure.
So just make sure you're creating content that people actually want to watch. But if you need professional help, you can reach out to me on my social media platforms, The Creative Marketer Zimbabwe, or The Creative Market, just The Creative Marketer, or Audrey Tafadzwa Imbayago. And you'll find my page. Reach out to me and we can have a consultation where I can guide you on how best to do that. And if you need social media management services, I can then help you with that. But otherwise, if you're a business or a personal person, experiment with your audience. What works for one person might not work for you.
Yeah, Audrey, now you're part of the family. You're part of our furniture because I heard how you wrapped up that interview. Like, I know these guys are going to ask for my
Yeah.
social media.
So it's
and
gonna happen.
You just incorporated it into your answer there. So, yeah, it's always great chatting to you, Audrey. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me and adopting me.
Always a pleasure.
Fantastic. That's Audrey Imbayago, social media specialist and digital marketer. Did that help you? Are you struggling getting your content out there? Maybe you are struggling to get a versatile kind of feed on your timeline. Did that help you? Let us know on